Hello. From the great state of Minnesota. On the 13th day of July, 2025. It's Sunday. It's 4:10 p.m. Central. Here in the great state of Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes, plus a couple, on the award-winning with mumbles, fear-mongering radio. As we lay this down with the archive, we don't play music to fill time. We have it in the background for you can smoke some grass. Geef. I was in a place in Chaska. We had a Mexican restaurant down there. And walked into this facility. Supposed to be, all I had was bongs and some vaping stuff. I wasn't looking for a cigar, but all I had was a humidor. Of like, okay, where's some basic packs, dude? Johnny. We had a very good Mexican restaurant there Saturday night. It's been a long weekend. I punched in at 2:59 a.m. this morning and punched out at 2:35 p.m. Long ass day. I sat in the break room and counted my money. $402.50. It's great to have that money, but I should have been off 2 hours ago, but people were bitching and I just couldn't say no. Put that money in my pocket and jumped in the fag car, which I got the oil change yesterday. $105 to get that oil change, that bastard. Gave Sue Ellen $50 when I got home. Patted her on her apple ass. Went straight to the refrigerator in the garage, the she shed, and pulled out a Grain Bell beer and cool my nerves and drank that bad boy. Post to pillar and pillar to post. Kissed the girls. I had the time of my life. Watch a little Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump. I said, kind of tired, but all I'll do is lay down and then I'm going to go to bed when I go to bed at 8 o'clock. Now, let's do a fear-mongering radio, I guess, right? I hope this audio finds you healthy and it finds you wealthy. What I always say, I got life dicked out of all my extremities. I can hear, I can see, I can feel pain, I can work. Life's a bitch. Then sooner or later the safety comes and he passed on. I lived with my brother. He died at 55. My daddy at 58. My sister on 888. My brother at 12. She was 59. I've outlived him. Here I am, talking to you on a podcast on a Sunday and a Monday morning. The 14th day that comes out at 7 a.m. Going to the car show on Friday. It's supposed to be 70 degrees. Perfect for videoing for both channels. The Raspberry Festival is on 20th. They might need my convertible. I talked to the guy, so I'll be there. I'll give it to you if you need to use it. Someone identical to mine down to Minneapolis. Identical color and the whole 9 yards. But yes, is this music? The echo rumbles through your ears. Life can be a bitch. Oh yes, it can. Here on The View, the dirty deleter that he is. I don't know if I'll call him the VB today. I'm going to talk about, obviously, Sarasota Tim update with morning. There's a lady that talks just like her. Pick her up once in a while. Morning. I'm like, ooh, is morning here? Mighty Python. Karl's back at it again. Veggie now in Sarasota Tim. I drove by those white stakes at the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport. I dropped a gentleman off. He was in from Kentucky to pay respect to his brother and his father. He called me 20 minutes later to come pick him up. He wandered through those white stakes. Very solemn. Peeled me a 20 when I brought him back downtown St. Paul. He was there to pay respect. Both were Marines. 2 in Vietnam. Agent Orange got his dad, his brother. But those are white stakes. My brother-in-law who served in Vietnam is buried there. My next neighbor who recently died is buried there up in Randall, Minnesota. Outskirts of Little Falls. My father-in-law and my mother are buried. It's raining outside. They beam like a beam of light. We always say one was supposed to end all wars. They capitulated, Germany did, and they weren't supposed to rearm. That was part of the deal. But of course the brown shirts became relevant. And Hitler decided to start World War II on September 1st, 1939. He decided to invade Poland. Didn't like Jews and cripples and worked on kids and everything else to gas people. Remember, it didn't happen. We only wish. That's why the word hatred is not a good word to use. I mean, pedophiles, yes, and murderers and rapists, absolutely. They are dragged to the gallows. Hate is why people were shoved into ovens and hung from trees, people of color. He soon capitulated when he took his own life like a coward, and then we got dragged in by Japan, as we did before. We were cutting off their oil. Did a lot of stuff midway. These men and women sacrificed at the altar of freedom for you. September 2nd, 1945. They capitulated and surrendered on the mighty Mo. General MacArthur was the emperor. They turned their back on him. That's what they're supposed to do. We soon ended that war, rebuilt. We nuked them not once but twice. Then we had the Forgotten War. Don't ask me why. Something matters. Nothing gets done, as the song says. Then we went to Vietnam for many, many years. 58,200 plus men and women were sacrificed. Many collateral damages. Afghanistan, Desert Storm. These men and women and the men and women of the Men and Women Blue, first responders and victims, they run to problems. They're the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, and the Merchant National Coast Guard. The air name for them. I salute you. Appreciate your service to this country. Balls the size of apple, ovaries the size of oak trees. Don't let a cop call a crackhead. Pure Zero. Tangerine mango. Gabbana. Strawberry. You are your choices in life. We spoke about this many, many times, my father, and I tell you before, you don't want to go to the Hooskow. I don't run with poor people, criminals, people that cheat on their spouses. It's not the way I roll. What do we always say? If you don't like two men, having consensual sex. To me, it's $40 now. Well, when you go on RedTube or wherever you go to, you can't surf that behavior. When you're watching two women smash and gash, yelping and yelling and hollering, you're watching gay sex. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is not a very Christian thing to be doing. Keep the kids all out of it. That's all you got to do. I could have an island like Jeffrey Epstein and have a lot of fun, 21 or older. We don't know. We'll talk about the list of MAGA Meltdown. Line, they're in a line now. But like I said, you can't staple a man to a fence. You'd be surprised what gay men would do for you the day blind BU's got to be worked on or something and he's dying. A man of color needs help. I'll say, are you a gay man? I'll say, well, guess what? You cannot help him. He's a brown shirt. When you sing the Queen, it's a gay man singing to you. You have another thing coming. Great song. Judas Priest, gay man. Mick Jagger's known to swing both ways. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Would you shower in the shower of Penn State? I would not shower in the shower of Penn State. P stood for Penn State. On this podcast, we call it Pedophilia University until they're all in jail and publicly hung on the gallows in the streets of Pennsylvania. Joe Pa got away with it. He's still getting his pension. Pedophilia University. The Carollis, she should be deported or publicly hung for her behavior, looking the other way. Remember, they were in an interview and she was trying to speak for the old man who passed away at the gates. The Boy Scouts knows anything about it. Money's fine. Freedom's another. Whores in the back seat. Sluts on the couch. They're more selective and you make love in the bed. And whatever you're doing, I don't care. When you're pounding away and pumping your babies into her, women, please require a condom because you do carry the groceries when you pump you full and all of a sudden, no Shark Week. The father of the child's long gone and all of a sudden, oh no, now you have to carry that baby. The father, a lot of Christmas babies were conceived. They'll be coming soon. Check out the colleges. Be a lot of young ladies who are 19, 20 years old, and then 19. Adoption's the option. AIDS will kill your herpes last for a gonorrhea needle in the penis. Ouch. Smashing gash. Magic Johnson, just like that chick up there on the hill. The blondie. Line, then a line now. We do, like I said, prevent AIDS. Any kind of community, but no love without the glove, right? Please put one on, that's all I'm asking. It's great to have children want them, just all of a sudden, adoption is the option. Should never banged her in the first place. Don't go back for num-nums. Knock on the door. Under 2 years later, and there she is, your baby, you're the father of the child. And don't drink and drive. Call someone call Casey Grits, Karl, Mark, Bear Exposure. Call somebody. Dave 25, I don't care. Haggy family. Family. You'll be in an orange jumpsuit. And how do you plead? I made a poor choice. What I gotta do. So thank you so much. Those Republicans, myself, and all the board members of Speculation Sports, we speculate you in. in your local community, they want to get run over, give their life to you, and you're drunk. There's some guy from the Gophers on his 4th DWI. Shouldn't be anymore. The second one, you lose your license for life. Just call somebody, especially if you're an athlete. No excuse when you murder someone in cold blood because you were drinking and driving. But anyways, you guys, how the hell are you? Me, I'm feeling wonderful and delicious, outrageous and contagious. Did a live stream over on the Adventure Channel. I had Karl on to cut him loose. He was too loud in the background, and Old Man Nation came on. It was a 90-minute live stream. I'm like, wow. Talked about the AI stuff coming the 15th day. They're going to start cutting back, not paying you that behavior because it was too easy to make video. I talked about it. I've talked before on the last one, with Casey Grits on there and everybody else. So it's, I do AI music, but I'm point and shoot, and it pisses off the king. And I did some AI music for fun. That was fun. It was not a big deal. There's a lot of websites, so you can just type in something, they'll give it to you. But it's been lazy content. People don't know how to point and shoot anymore. They just don't know how to make videos. It's always, I'm going to go to AI. I saw Carpegger. I came there, didn't watch it, but he was in Silverton. Durango, went on the train. I've been on there twice. It's a real cool place. The hospital was there, but she went to Four Corners and something else. But it's cool. Four Corners, our train, the $1 million highway from Uray to Durango. We did that drive. We drove down there for the day. We went on the train. Then you have the caves and stuff. And I think we stayed down there. And then there was also a really nice restaurant in that town there on the outskirts. So we've been down there, and it goes to that ghost town, Silverton, I think it is. It's really kind of cool. Great town, and it takes you back. Great train ride. It's a lot of fun. Steam engine stops for water. It's cool as hell. At the time of our lives, we were down there a long time ago. Second time, somebody's with her mom. Are you gonna puke? Are you gonna puke? I'm like, I'm gonna puke if you don't shut up. But so he was there. Good for him. Hanging out in the outskirts. Or the housekeeper's at home doing whatever she's doing. I saw she had a couple of McDonald's one or something, looking for toys. I'm like, whatever. I did see a video she did. She got kicked out of a store for videotaping. But the guy felt uncomfortable. She was videotaping some store. That's the way she goes. He has a gold set surprise. So let's go to the United States. Let's see. California, Minnesota, Texas, New York, Ohio, Florida, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. California, usual. Los Angeles, Fremont, and San Diego, Cowpote approved. Texas is Cedar Park, Houston, League City, and Seagon. Thank you so much. Florida, Acala, A-C-A-L-A, Minnesota, St. Cloud, Minneapolis, 3 and 2. Thank you so much. New York, Smithtown, and Charlotte. I can't pronounce that thing. Massachusetts, Springfield. Pennsylvania, Altoona. Michigan, Westland once. Chicago, Illinois. The Ohio, Medina. Thank you very, very much. We have 422 listable episodes. In the last 30 days, had 120 downloads, so appreciate it. And sources that roll in are Spotify, which pays me. I appreciate that. Next payment's $115. I got $240 in my little bank account. It's Chrome, then it's Apple, iHeart, Spreaker, Buybox, Evercore, and Podbean. Oh, Canada, Ontario 4 times. It's Toronto, Concord, and Nuisance. France, 101. Chile, it's kind of funny. I can't pronounce it. I'm going to try. Ecuador, that's pretty hilarious. But they're Russia, Hungary, Estonia, Ecuador. I'm so tired. Switzerland, Australia, United Kingdom, Malaysia. Where in the hell's that plane? Georgia, United Kingdom, Chile, Brazil, France, Spain. Thank you all the IPs that reported it for MAGA Radio, even my NFL podcast and Bitch Boy Radio and Anondas. Yeah. appreciate everybody that comes to this audio on the video platform. Always said you help all your creators by just simply sharing it. Like it and making a comment down below. So anyways, we'll get to the Jeffrey Epstein file. I may call Karl at the end. We'll see. I'm kind of tired. I don't know how long I want to go for. I don't know if I'll do one tomorrow or not. We'll see. Maybe do one Tuesday. Take a day off. I could do every day, but just spend time with Sue Ellen. I worked on the bridge. Did that. A couple of stampers were down below there. But did a board on there and did some propping it up. So if I have to replace it, it's going to be a saw to cut it in half because the thing is heavy as hell. But we got some of that done at gunpoint on Saturday. It was a long day at work. It was long, tired. It was good, but I'd rather be gotten. I could have got it at 11:30. It didn't happen. I knew it. I just knew it when she had to do this, then I had to do that, and pretty soon it was this, then pretty soon they were shouting and screaming on the radio. I'm like, okay, great. Look, I got gas and got myself a nice drink and pedal the metal, baby boys. But counting that money was nice, but I could have done without the extra hundo. Well, I like to make money, but sometimes I like to be at home. Took the long way home in the top down. So, Sarasota update, right? So I don't watch Dingland. I just see the title and Karl off his probation today. He did some inspirational. I get it. No one really cares about that. All they want to hear out of your yapper. They kind of care, but they only care what you have to say about Sarasota, Tim. Okay. So Dinger is now trying. I don't think I'll get to 1,000 this channel. Maybe it's been a slow climb. Doesn't mean anything. I'm monetized on the other channel. Takes forever to get paid. I make $105 to $115 a month on Spreaker. You tell me where to make it quicker and it's easier to do. I sit in a chair and I talk to you, or I do it on the road. It's not that tough to podcast. You gotta have a good headset, you have a good sound, and you have to work on it. You just don't pop a podcast up and expect people to come listen and make 100 something. Good podcast, they make damn good money. But anyway, so I spoke with Mark on the Adventure Channel. We did a live stream. I talked at the end. That morning, decides to put up this. She went to check on something that Sarasota Tim did. His bike riding or something. It's like, are you really kidding me, man? Are you really, really kidding me? Uploaded Adam Wu, goodbye, Paris. So there'll be something coming out here. Uploaded how did Adam Wu edit? Okay, so they'll be doing stuff. So the sheriff and they'll be doing a bunch of videos on Adam the Wu because he's back in the country, going to Disneyland or whatever, made Disney World. I feel sorry for the guy. That's all you're doing, but. I love to travel, but I'd be damned if I do want to waste money on. I've been to Paris many with my mother. It's not nothing that special. It's nice, but I'd rather stay in America. Just like with the idiot Elmer Fudd from Texas goes out of the country during July 4th and they get that flood. And where is he? Out of the country. You should be celebrating July 4th. Whatever. You are where you spend your money on and try to keep America as much as I can. Yeah, I go to St. Martin, I get it, but so anyways, morning decides to put up this statue of whatever hell Timmy was bike riding somewhere with no shirt on, which I don't know if they're attracted to with no shirt on. Right now all I have is underwear. I'm in my underwear and my hat on, my headset on. I'm damn near butt naked, I guess. So she was all upset about that and went out of her way, just like with the king, right? And what's his name? Tater, right? When he was working on his vehicle down there, and we all go down there to Florida, Arizona, and he puts out hints, like about way he's building his bus, and he's they're lucky no one's looking at your stuff, right? Hint, hint, hint. Go, go and turn him into the police for me, right? Because he's too balls to do it himself. His people do it for him, the white hats that will go run and do his dirty work for the guy, right? So I guess I'm just like, okay, if it's a big deal and the police see it, they can pull his ass over. So what that does, people see that, they call down to Sarasota, and they probably send a video of Timmy, a clip of it, say, hey, look at this guy is driving around in your city in a place he's not supposed to be. It just we talked about in the live stream. It just blows my mind that people are worried about. I remember a carpetbagger, man, a good 9 years ago, when he was kind of starting to grow, he was doing a live stream, and somebody found who he was, called him after the live stream about blah blah blah. I mean, people just get so overly obsessed with YouTubers. Like I said, I don't hate carpetbagger. An hour, no. Daily Woo, no, but it's you watching bitches and clip put out. But I have a hard time with people like Dinger, New York Dan, Karl, Morning, Mighty Python that just are so invested in this guy. And then about the stolen golf clubs. Well, if it's Vegas, whatever the hell his name is, let him deal with the golf clubs himself. He probably doesn't give two F's about the golf clubs. I haven't hit a golf ball since last year. I did a couple for this channel. I wish I had more time to play golf. I just don't. I wish I could play golf every day and go fishing. I really do. I wish that maybe when I get older and I retire like I'm a Maya, maybe I'll go play some more golf. But I'm just like, Mighty Python is, doing behaviors, bitching about him and whatever. I see the titles. I'm like, Mighty Python, doing her videos, bitching about him, that he's this or that, and they just don't get it, man. They keep him so relevant. I put the notes, and I get it. I'm ripping on the haters that, Karl tried the attempt for 2 weeks, but he listened to Dinger, and he's right back at it again because that's his addiction. It's like saying I'm not going to eat Burger King anymore, but I'm just going to eat French fries, but all of a sudden I'm off my probation, pretty soon I'm out eating at Burger King, right? I just don't get these people. The haters, it's like Casey Grit said, are just so much better, and so much just their way they talk and the way they work and the whole watching a grown-ass man and whine about the guy and putting up a statue of what goes on where he's at. That's just a red flag. Hey, you guys, go call the police on him. I guarantee it. People have gotten on the phone and called it down there. It's just like bearing exposure. The she shed, the openly closeted gay man. I'm going to call Walmart on you. Well, you better capitulate to your wife before you start calling the police on another grown-ass man. You best capitulate. Living like that, I feel sorry for him. With a gay man refuses to come out of the closet. The door's open. Kick it open, homie. Butt Cheeks Gay Bar. You'll be my first bartender for the Bull Dykes. I do like it. He says that we're the view. I like that. It's pretty. He dirty deletes this. He puts up for two and deletes it. He's just a dirty deleter. He privates at whatever he does. I don't care, but he always comes to the audios. I appreciate him coming to the audios. I really do. Sitting in the she shed. One of the best was the Pat Benatar one. It's like, and then getting a free room. It's not free, sweetheart. They didn't just send it to you out of the blue of nowhere. Picked you out of a phone book. He paid for that room, bitch boy. But again, the Barium exposure was the best video when he was bitching. He was gonna call Walmart because the shirt thing, whoever the hell they did, I don't know what it was all about. He was so mad about that. You want to be on the other side of that phone call. Yes, sir. What can I do for you? I want to bitch. I want to bitch about a guy. His name is Sarasota Tim, and he's in your place, and he's taking shirts off the rack and putting them on, wearing them. It's just, oh my god. I just like, man, bitch, please. Sometimes I just wonder, man. Hey, I have a mental illness too, I guess. Probably do. I don't know. But it's just, let me see. No, I don't want that. I don't want that one. But it's this behavior of, I don't know. There's just sometimes there's things that I try to get in my mind of these hater channels that get obsessed with people, passing new productions with lovely and talented daily woo. Watch the videos, the sheriff piss and moan. I know what's his name, the passing through production does other things, but the sheriff, I think it's those two are fighting. Those two just are obsessed with YouTubers, and just like with what's his name, went down to see Carpetbagger with demonic abyss and his wife and some other people. That was just bizarre. I drive down, just like with New York Down, he was stalking Sarasota Tim. It was just bizarre. Another big video of the year was Ding-a-ling-a-ling with New York Idiot, right? Ding-a-ling and New York Idiot sitting in a Denny's where Ding-a-ling had the look on his face like he's ready to crap in his pants, doing a live stream. Two haters of a guy they don't know going on an old raggedy cruise by himself, going to a county fair. But it's just in the golf club thing, I don't know, man. There's just so much, and what's his name tried to do an emotional thing this morning in a video about whatever he was trying to give some advice. No one gives two F's about that, Karl. No one cares. They come for the hatred, young man. They come for you to hate on a man you'll never meet, that you're going to watch nonstop, skullduggery, and do with notes. Okay? That's what they want, to sit in your house and bitch about a grown-ass man and break down his video, what he says, where he goes, the turncoats. And I put his name in there because it fascinates me. People used to talk about Q having a camera all the time. Squirmy and Grubs here in town, there was for a while a bunch of people saying they were fake. I don't know if they are or not, but it's like, really? If it is, it is. He's handicapped, she's not. I think they moved to California. They've done videos before, and somebody during COVID did like 11 months of a channel, like Foodie Beauty, I think her name is. There's a few channels that just break her stuff down, and I've seen a few videos of that woman. No, thank you. And that she's in Kuwait. It's like, really, you're gonna waste good suffering? There's like 2 or 3 channels that just all they do is her stuff. They watch her and they bitch about her. I don't understand that. I just have a hard time to fathom my head that you're gonna watch this obese woman, hungry fat chick's epic, shoving food in her mouth. I love saying stuff down below, but people will consume other YouTubers and then bitch. Hey, I'll tell about Carpetbagger, the housekeeper. He's out in Colorado, and he's gonna put the ring on her finger to keep her happy for a while. I'm happy for her. We'll see how long that lasts. The one wife said, listen, here's the house, give me money. She's out driving around town. Could have spent whatever, but I'm not going to waste 45 to an hour and then bitch it and then do a video breaking down his video and I'm bitching about it. I can barely keep 2 channels going, having fun on both channels. But I listened to Karl this morning, the one he did for it was a long ass video. It was like 25 minutes, half hour long, with notes, bitching about Timmy. I'm like, okay, you're a day off of probation, and you're right at it again. Again, he did leave the house a few times, did some fun stuff. I know your views are down. Hey, I don't get a lot of views. I do the car shows. I'm gonna go to the car show here So it'd be nice on the 18th. It'll be really nice. I'm looking forward to that car show. That's a lot. That car show, Street Machine Nationals is. I love that. The favorite street. When I put the stuff, you're going to see 75. A lot of older cars in the 70s. So you see, like, one year I saw a Citation, which that was cool as hell to see a Citation. You'll see a lot of cars from the 80s that you won't, I mean, you might even see a Beretta. Remember, my engine went out in my 81 Monte Carlo. They gave me a Beretta for like 2 months until they figured who was going to pay for the motor. That was a fun car. It was fun. Chevy Beretta. So if you see one of those, that's a class. They crushed a lot of those when 2008, when they crushed a lot of good cars in the 80s when they traded them in. There's a lot of good cars got crushed when they did that stuff. They traded them in, and a lot of good cars got crushed. But it's a never-ending battle. Never-ending, man. Morning, we'll continue and sit in her car, and she'll be a little Nazi when it comes to parking her car. Blind Views claims he doesn't listen to him. And I know that what's his name hasn't done anything. I don't think he's done anything today or not. If he does, as soon as he does something, he's on Tater right away, or the other idiot. It's all he. They go to Blind Views for hate. That's all it is. It's just they don't go to hear about that chick he did Bunny plays here or something, other people, and stalking people, just like what's his name is obsessed with Karl and RV. I'm trying to get him on the show, so it's a Google number. He's obsessed with Karl and RV to the point of it's like, really? Again, it's like me stalking Wonder Hussy. Okay, what's her name was getting, her friend now who's in a schoolie was getting stalked by some guy my age. He was doing videos and whatever. He finally stopped. But what the hell's his name? Lions Crew 1, because I think she's in Canada, because his stuff comes through. That guy is a little over the top on Karl and RV. Her channel is dying because she got overly political on the hunch, Donald J. But I saw one of her videos. I thought she did some pretty cool videos. Then she became enraged, and I saw him, and he's just a borderline stalker. That's what he is. I like to see women be successful in this world. Like I said, I drive down the University of Minnesota for the company once in a while, and I see young ladies who are 18, 19, 20, 21 with a backpack on their back, trying to get education. Good luck trying to find a man. Why do women become lesbians? Why? Because they can't find a man. Because they know they're not going to get pregnant if they smash gash. But I see those young ladies doing their best to get education, whatever it may be. Maybe you want to be an accountant, maybe a lawyer, whatever. But then you got people like Tater's girlfriend that decides to be on Me OnlyFans. And girls right now who are 15, 16 years old pay attention to social media. They see some chick flashing money. Oh, she's Me OnlyFans? I got to take my clothes off? Really? That's all I got to do? Yeah, that's all you got to do. Turn 18, 19, there you are on Me OnlyFans, right? Why go to college and try to better yourself? There's always somebody new to come out. You see shorts come through on these chicks, dancing the music. That's fine for a while. And what's the next fresh meat? Because men are visual, right? They come through, and there were some twins here from Minnesota, African-American chicks that would come through for a while. And there was these blonde twins dancers that came through for a long time. They slowly went downhill. And there's some other chick that's come through. She's Me OnlyFans girl. And I've seen she comes through, and whatever, she's out of Texas and stuff, whatever. You see that kind of behavior that comes through. But these women just whatever. But I don't know. I get making money on the internet, but you don't need to take your clothes off to be beautiful. I get it. You can make good content as a woman and be successful without showing your sisters and have bolt-on boobs and having people give you money, whatever. Never hurts to ask. But anyway, so let's talk about MAGA, right? I'm an independent Republican. I never liked the hunch. I was talking to that guy today, and he did some demolition. He did something for the hunch, and he goes, he owes me $170,000 for a job he did for me years ago. I go, yeah, I know. He owes St. Cloud $50,000. He goes, he went to an airport one day, to a different airport, because he owed money for landing there. And I said, well, here's the problem with the hunch. Donald J, like I got gas. Okay, when oil change was 105, whatever it was, I had to pay for that, right? Took out a $100 bill, gave a 5 and a 1, whatever it was. That's a negative on you, right? He doesn't like to pay bills. It's a negative on his money, correct? That's what he doesn't like to do, that behavior. So the Jeffrey Epstein files, the blonde chick, I can't remember all the names here. I don't have it written down. Whatever her name is. And then when the podcaster, I think he's the deputy of the FBI, and then the other guy, and they're all Cash, whatever his name is. Line in or line now, girl. She said she had the list on her desk. Here's the way I look at it. And someone had said it before, and I told the guy down there, I said, there's 3 things. Either he's on the list, or there's people on the list he knows, or there's no list. I don't know if he'd be on the list or not. I don't know. But there is probably one out there. So people are now the MAGA. These people, they're fighting amongst each other in the FBI. The guys that, again, when you settle for loyalty, like someone had said, and that's so true, I'm loyal to a lot of people, instead of hiring the right person for the job, you're going to get this chaotic behavior. Heads will roll. Someone will step down and spend time with their family. She will, because she was on Fox. Hey, I've got it, line then or line now. If there's not a better person, that better word for this whole fiasco, she'll probably, he's going to be on the hunch. He needs, just like the good movie, Wag the Dog, and they created a false war, I think, in Ukraine to do it, because the Iran war, that's over, right? The bunker stuff's over. So they need something right now to come to the forefront to forget about this behavior. The Ukraine stopping the weapons. No one told him because he's got a bunch of idiots. The floods on Florida, waited too long to take care of it. Some of these people should be dragged to the gallows. He went there and, made his photo op, whatever else. He wants to get rid of FEMA. But it's just kind of funny to see, because now they're claiming that the hunch is part of the deep state because you're hiding pedophiles, and I get that behavior. Here's the whole thing on these websites that exploit children. Everyone has a phone in their hand. I guess if I had a bunch of nieces and nephews, I had access to her. Or if I was working at a high school somewhere and I'm a janitor, you can exploit children just like that and put them on these websites. Unfortunately, what they should be doing, hang on a second, what they should be doing is Google can take care of all these websites and just take them down. They want them to. It's $1 billion business, exploiting children. $1 billion business. All they got to do is start taking them down. But it happens overseas, especially in Thailand, Vietnam. People my age, doctors, whatever, fly over there. And they go there for young children. That's what they do. Young girls, that's what they do. And look at the Boy Scouts. Pedophilia University. The Carollis. Nothing's the matter if it gets done. I get paying out money. Boy Scouts. Catholic Church. They had the rat line. World War II. The Blue Laws. Spotlight. Go see it. You'll be enraged. No one cares. Orange jumpsuits. But see, they installed all the chiefs out west. That's why the Blue Laws. The Pope of Pedophilia Entertainment Corp claims he wants accountability, but then they're gonna start pointing out people below them. You're gonna piss a lot of people out. So what? So be it. So now they think he's the hunch is part of the deep state because of the behavior going on. The MAGA people, because that's what they told them over and over again. Now we're going to exploit this. We're going to show that the proof that he didn't kill himself, whatever else. The chick was trying to explain there was a minute that's always cut out, whatever else. I don't care if someone took him out. You save money. Just like the king's brother out there. Someone's driving on the bus one day. He needs to be in jail. Picture him right there. I guess if I was doing that behavior, I'd been in jail a long time ago. Look at Jared from Subway, Eat Fresh. What an easy ass job that is he had. You go around the country, promote Subway, and you promote to children, hey, listen, eat straight. What does he do? He's in jail for, I think, 2027. I remember before he got caught, it was like we were walking up to the dogs, and I go, this Jared thing has gone too long. I don't know why I don't cut him loose. It's just a comment to her. I think 2 months later, boom, it popped up. He'll be out and people send him letters. I've seen some videos, want to talk to him. He's a hero in their eyes. He should be executed. Who was the Duggars, the son, had somebody mentor him, I guess. And it was happening to the sheriff, but he got popped for the behavior. It's just never ending. It just pisses me off. It goes all at the top. Who knows on that list? But he wants to protect his friends. That was his butt buddy, dancing together. He got all mad because they asked about him when he was sitting there with that chick. Yeah, they're talking about your friend, the list. It was on her desk. Where is it? The hunch got all pissed off. That's the way she goes. But the MAGA meltdown of Jeffrey Epstein files just makes me laugh. It makes me cry. And it makes me scream. It's one of those wing things. I thought we were going to see that list. I did. I thought we were going to get this behavior. Oh, no. It is kind of funny to hear these MAGA people pissing and moaning, and one guy was going to puke, and one guy, the deputy, was shouting, man, shouldn't report to work on Friday. Quitters never win, quitters never quit, winners never quit. He's going to quit on the hunch. Well, he's not qualified. He's a podcaster over on Rumble. Okay, hey, I love hockey. I love to have my own hockey school. Have the Minnesota Mosquitoes, and have a restaurant, and have a hockey school, and 2 rinks for the youth hockey program. Because I like hockey doesn't mean I can go coach a AAA hockey team. I could be on the bench, the stick boy. Just because he's your butt buddy doesn't mean you put him up on the hill. But it's the mediocrity that's hurting is because his loyalty to him. Like I said, I was telling somebody, if he had a movie called Two Seats, the helicopter takes off and then the pilot jumps out, Mr. Would have 2 seats. He takes himself and his daughter. He'd never take his wife or Bear or anybody else. They're all on the roof, and only 2 seats puts the president, him and his daughter, and the plane takes off. He jumps out and the plane goes into the Atlantic. It's all over. It's called 2 Seats. But it is what it is. I'm just, the MAGA meltdown is absolutely hilarious. These people piss and moan. They're in some crowd or something, and MAGA, whatever her name is, it's fun. But this will move on. What's the next thing to be outraged? It will be in the headlines for a couple days. This will be out tomorrow. Give it till next week, and I'll be shocked if it's still there. They claim he's deep stated because they're covering for that kind of behavior, and I believe someone will be sacrificed at the altar of trolling, the altar of the truth. Someone will step down, because she's an absolute idiot, and so is the cash guy, and so is that idiot who's a podcaster over on. I remember when I saw him, because I remember you'd see commercials on YouTube, and come on over to Rumble, blah blah's coming over, we don't censor it, blah blah's coming, all these people coming over. It's like all these far righties, because all these people, they've been pushing this narrative for the longest time, and all this fear mongering, and all these conspiratorial, just like my boy out there, and he's a conspiratory idiot. I'd like to see him do a video on this. What's his thought? That's his butt buddy, a convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, right? I love to see blind news. That's the way he hears it. Talk about it. The Jeffrey Epstein, but he won't, because that's his hero. I don't know why you'd hang with adjudicated rapist. I don't. Convicted felon. All you do with that whole thing there, just say, yeah, you gave the money, whatever. That's all I had to do. But, it's not a lie. Just let me be the truth. He's got everybody in his back pocket. That's why you can bitch all you want in the courtroom, but they're not going to do anything about it, because just like with Hitler did the same thing. He had been in his thumb when he wanted to make his changes. That's all there is to it. But I've been now claiming he's deep state, so people are pissed. They're pissed at the hunch. Mr. Slouch himself, Barren Exposure, is going to have to step up and say, hey, dudes, what's going on with you dudes? Let me call Marky Mark. Let me see here. deep state. See if Mark's in the building.
Hello?
This is the deep state calling from Jeffrey Epstein files.
I think you got the wrong number. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue.
The Jeffrey Epstein files?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's all over everywhere.
I know.
All over the internet.
I know, but sometimes people don't. I don't think Karl would know, so I just figured you'd do.
Oh, man. That guy, he was killed for sure.
Yeah, of course.
You're not going to tell me. You're going to tell me. It's just like in the movies, the videos cut off or whatever, or they went back and doctored it.
There was a good article, a video that someone looked at video and they could tell it was like stitched together, like it was uploaded by something else.
Yeah, they've come out, they went back into it and they said, yeah, somebody had gone and doctored it up and then reloaded it back up to the DOJ.
Correct. A dead man tells no lies, they say, right? So...
I mean, yeah, Epstein wouldn't have any reason to kill himself. I mean, my God.
He's a coward. He's a coward.
He would have I think he would have been able to get out of that. I really do.
Right.
Because he's got names.
Yep.
There's lots of names on both sides of the parties.
Right.
Everywhere.
But if there's no list, then why is that chick still in prison, right? The girl? What's her name?
That's what I want to know, because before she was actually convicted and all, she had a list of everything, and her lawyer had it, and I'm sure she wasn't stupid. She put it out there. Why isn't she out?
Right. If there's no
That's
list,
what I want to know.
Yeah, there's no list, because now the MAGA is melting down. People don't realize "Make America Great Again." He stole that from Reagan. Reagan's the one that started. He did that. He was the one that used that phrase first, "Make America Great Again." So he didn't invent that.
Right.
Trump didn't. That was Donald. That was Reagan who invented that behavior.
Right.
So I just listened to a lot of videos at work today. I worked a 11.5-hour shift today, and I was listening to a lot of. It was a long effing day. I don't want to talk. I was very tired. Things got worse as it went on, and pretty soon I'm like, fine, I'll do this. And I made good money, but after a while, I'd rather be home. And it's just balls to the wall. I think I put 180 miles in the city on that effing truck today, running all over the place. Anyways, but I listen to a lot of videos in between, of CBS and people bitching about the deep state and what are we going to do now? And because deep state is what all these far righties have pushed for during the Biden administration, that there's a list and they're going to bring this out and we're going to show everybody what's out there. And guess what happens? Line in or line now, woman. And like someone said, it's like when you hire for loyalty instead of how the job's supposed to be done. It's like me hiring you to work in my restaurant because you're my brother, even though you have no idea what you're doing, and then you F stuff up and I wonder why. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem. All these people he's been hiring are a bunch of idiots.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Oh, yeah. You can see it all over the place. But Trump hired people like that because he knows that they will listen to him and be loyal to him.
correct.
They don't know a jack shit about what they're doing in their position, but, that's what it's going to be. I mean, my God, look who they put in charge of the FBI and the assistant, and those guys went off the rails and everything. But the director finally came around and said, oh, yeah, I'm standing behind Donald Trump, whatever he wants me to do. And, there is no list now. Even though in their podcast and everything on Fox, they used to hype it all the time.
Yep, they hyped it all the time. Now it's like, now they're saying Trump is part of the deep state because he's protecting alleged pedophiles. So, but line in or line now, just like what she said, it was on my desk. I'm on my desk. I'm going to look at it, and all of a sudden, well, it's just a bunch of this or that. It's like, okay, line in or line now. We thought you had the list, and there was supposed to be a list they were going to give out. So it's like either Donald J. Trump's on the list, or he knows people that are on the list that he wants to protect, or there's no list. I think he's probably not on the list, but people he knows. People that
I don't know. He went way far back with Epstein.
Oh, I know he did.
And he's not probably on the flight log too.
Correct. That probably is too. I mean, you can have that island, but everyone's an adult. I mean, you can have an adult website, adult island. I've seen islands for sale one time when I was watching a sale. You could bid on an island. It's 21 or older. Everyone has a good time. You don't have the minor children, but it's just this kind of behavior goes on and on unchecked, and that's look at Boy Scouts. They give money, but no one goes to jail. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Catholic. Look at the Catholic community. No one goes to jail, but money, right? No one goes to jail.
We even had a bishop here in Phoenix who was he was the bishop of Phoenix Diocese. He liked his wine and everything. Anyways, he came back from a late night dinner, and the guy was intoxicated, and he hit somebody and killed him, and then drove off.
Right.
He didn't. They finally caught up to him. And did he go to jail? No.
Of course.
No, not at all.
Of course not.
Not at all.
Yeah, of course not.
So,
yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
It's like I've said before. The blue laws, which have been in state for many years. The problem is that a lot of the fire chiefs, the chiefs of police out west, were installed by the Catholic diocese, and they did the same thing. They had the rat line in World War II. They let a lot of the Germans get away. That's been well documented, where they let them get away from World War II, from prosecution into Sweden and stuff. So their hands have been dirty for many years, the Catholic community. And
it happens everywhere in some of these things. But they said, what was it? I was listening to a talk show the other day. I don't know if it's Midas Touch or what, but
I like Midas Touch.
They were talking about how like us, the 10% centers or the 2%, whatever we are down here, the ones on the lowest totem pole. If you don't have any money, if you're not 2% or 5%, you're going to be going to jail for one thing or another. Usually, if you get caught, they'll never go to jail. They don't need the law doesn't pertain to them at all.
Correct.
Who was
that whistleblower who said last week? He goes, they're not going to listen. They're not going to listen to the judges. They're not. They're going to defy. They don't care what they say. Just like what Hitler. Like what Hitler did. Hitler had everyone under his thumb, and then he just took over Germany and then went in and September 1st and started World War II. He didn't care because everyone. If you told him no, guess what? He killed you. He shot you. If that's what he did the old day. If you didn't like it, guess what? Mark disappeared.
And it's the same thing. It's like, the judge put an injunction on the administration on Southern California on ICE. So what's Stephen Miller do? He comes out and in his post, and everything he said in that was a lie. He says, this communist judge, blah, 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 is doing this unlawful thing. It's against the Constitution, blah, 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 and impeding our rights to enforce, immigration and all like this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they don't want to follow it. Not even the judge. They're going after the judges. They're going to go after all the educators in these colleges and universities. That's what they did in Germany.
Exactly.
The same thing. Exact same thing.
Like I said, the brown shirts, red shirts of the brown shirts. Absolutely. People don't see it until it's too late. And I was just listening to a guy down at work. He's an old gentleman. I just met him. He's a really nice man. And he did some work for Trump, and he goes, he still owes me, he goes, the company's no longer, but they owed $150,000 worth of work he did for the hunch when he was the casino. But he goes, UCare here in town, there's 80,000 people on UCare. Well, guess what? They have Medicare. September 1st, they're going to drop everybody. 80,000 people are going to lose their insurance because they take Medicare through for Unicare here in town. So he goes, 80,000 people are going to lose their insurance because of the cuts in the big beautiful bill. And there's also a lot of side hustles on that too as well. I know that your Barham exposure was all big beautiful bill. There's kids insurance that down in Alabama they use. There's a lot of side hustles that this is going to affect.
It's going to affect everything. And I'm surprised because you would have thought that the big health industry would have fought this really big because they gave a lot of money to both sides of the aisle, of course.
Well, the biggest
a lot for them, because it's a moneymaker.
The biggest cuts are going to be after 2026 when the election's over. That way, when all the things go down after, it's too late. The people are already in office. The midterms. So a lot of this, the big cuts are after the midterms.
Right.
So they can.
I know.
So then, if you're a Trump supporter, you vote for the people. All of a sudden, wait a minute, where'd my insurance go? Well, the person you voted for the big beautiful bill. So it's it's the problem. I mean, Bear exposure. The video you did yesterday was epic. He was bragging about the big beautiful bill, how great it was, and I know that Blind Views has talked about it. It's like, fine, you can like the big beautiful bill, but it's going to sacrifice a lot of people. And like I said,
if they only listen to one source that's probably manipulating them.
Yep.
And we know what it is. It's Fox News.
It's brainwashing. Fox, we're unfair. We don't care. It's when you listen to that brainwashing. Just like up on the hill with this Epstein behavior,
right?
The people that are bitching about this deep state are the ones that push this narrative about Jeffrey Epstein, that there was a list. So now they're being all this brainwashing going on for many years during Biden. When we get in, we're going to change this stuff. We're going to find this stuff. Well, guess what happened? Wow, there's no list. There's nothing. So people are pissed because they were promised that the deep state is hiding the truth. So now Hunch is considered the deep state.
Yeah, whatever happened to QAnon? They don't talk about QAnon anymore.
So true.
Those followers, that crap.
The Proud Boys, same thing. The Proud Boys.
Yeah, you don't hear nothing anymore from them, and but they're.
Remember the
media. I don't know how to.
Remember the Tea Party? Remember the Tea Party? Remember that?
Yeah, you don't hear. Yeah, that's all gone to the wayside too. Yep. But I remember back then. Now the Tea Party is nothing compared to what all this other garbage is going on.
Well, give it. Someone will eat. I think by the middle of the week, unless it calms down, somebody will resign for this behavior. But by next week, guess what? This will be yesterday's news. Just like the Iran strike is yesterday's news. It's like the movie Wag the Dog. It's a very good movie where they created a war in Ukraine to offset something going on in the Washington. It's a very good movie. They created it's a very good movie, Wag the Dog, and they'll find something else to mean that the Texas thing will move on. People they're still suffering out in the Carolinas on that he was going to take care of. So it'll move on. It'll move on.
Yeah, and the mainstream media is not really covering a lot of the more important stories because they're afraid of Donald Trump.
Correct.
They're afraid that their license will be yanked or something.
Correct.
So they'd rather just pay him. I know it. Donald Trump extorts people. He's an extortionist.
Yeah,
is what he is.
He's a bold-faced little liar, and he doesn't pay his bills, and he's a con man, and he's adjudicated rapist, convicted felon. I guess that's what you want. That's who you want to elect. And he doesn't really care. He could care less. He's
trying to throw us off again by he laid off 1,300 state employees, and at the State Department, and also too. Then he's talking about the tariffs again, doing that kind of garbage. So he's trying to throw all the shade somewhere else except the Epstein thing.
Correct.
And if you got a bully, you got to bully him back. And they can't stand it, and he's a narcissist the same way.
Just like with Blind Views, when we give him crap back, he can't handle that. He can't handle the pushback. He can't. And that's whenever someone asks Donald J. Trump a question, you're an evil person because you ask him a question, he doesn't want to answer.
Oh, my God, the simplest. He comes unglued.
You're evil. You're evil.
Right.
That's what he does. You're evil.
No, I'm pretty disappointed in Karl right now.
Yeah, he's
right. I mean, he wasted no time going back to Sarasota, Tim.
I saw
I'm disappointed.
I listened to 30 minutes. I listened to about 25 minutes of it. I had actually a break, and I'm eating my peanut butter jelly sandwich, and I'm listening to him going, man, it didn't take you very long. And with notes, I'm like, then he did some motivational thing this morning. I'm like, he didn't take very long. I mean, I knew he'd be right back at it again. And we talked about
put out another one.
He did. Then it's like, I get it, man. I thought he was going to maybe turn on a leaf, but that's all he knows. And it's unfortunate, Karl. I mean,
I'll be fair. He can do whatever he wants, and that's fine. I'm not. I was just commenting that he went back yesterday to him like without a hitch,
Yep.
And then Karl put one out just a minute, I don't know, about an hour ago, or whatever it is. I don't know, 8 minutes long. I was listening to it actually when you called, and he was going on to him about Tim's pre-diabetic and all this stuff. And then I did watch some of Dinger's, because I don't really follow Dinger, but I'm trying to get a sense of Dinger. So if I do some kind of parody, I'll do it on Dinger. And then also too, Blind Views hasn't put anything out, and that's kind of odd.
Well, because
this is what I think he's got. This is what I was going to do. I think he's got a side hustle job down at the Holiday Inn in the cocktail lounge, and he's upset because he can't play his rock and roll music. All he can play is Neil Sedaka and Christopher Cross and some of those things like that, So he's a little upset right now, and that's where he is.
We'll see if Tater doesn't do a video, or that other guy he doesn't like.
They both did.
Oh, they did?
Tater did a video, and so did Mikey. So that's the kind of the sign. So I was surprised. Where is he? Because he's off. I mean, Mikey put one out, and then yesterday, and then Tater put one out, pretty sure. And so I thought, well, where's Blind Views? He usually jumps right on that.
He'll do one, and then my favorite one last week, I haven't talked about Tim in a while. BS. It's been a week, then you talked about the guy. A week. Mm-hmm. Don't give me this crap. Don't tell me you're listening to Dinger. Don't tell me you listen to Monty Python. No, Karl, whoever you're going to listen to. You're a bull-faced little liar. If you're going to talk about Tim, talk about him. Don't act like you don't do it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it's just we talked about yesterday on the live stream over on the Adventure Channel about Morning and her Google thing she put out about what he was breaking the law on. I'm like, really? It was just that was just crazy. God, I'm like, gee, for the love of Christ, man, come on.
She would be better off focusing, giving herself more time in the parking lot. I think she could do a whole skit thing on that parking lot at work there at Tyson's chicken food place, because she's always waiting. She's always trying to get a spot up. And when I go to the grocery stores or anything, I don't give a crap. I park way in the back.
I do that. My wife, she gets all mad. I go, he wears a gold sets of price. She will stalk a spot. I'm like, listen, just park the damn vehicle. Let's get in.
Exactly, and people will wait there. They're loaded up their groceries, and they're still waiting there. It's like, there's one right up there. Just go up there. You could have been in the store by now. But so that's what I thought, that Miss Vicky could at least, she could do a whole thing on that, because she's, like you said, she's a stalker in that way. A parking lot stalker.
She's a Nazi on this parking behavior. Just park your vehicle. I'm wondering, like, what are you doing, woman? Stalking around looking for a spot in it's like, exercise is good. That's a good way to keep mobile, is park far away and walk your fat ass in, because someday you won't be able to. Okay.
Right.
You stay like that guy that's working at the company. I think he's 76, and he's from Florida. And he goes, he had all these different companies. He goes, I love doing this job. He goes, it keeps me mobile. He goes, if I retire tomorrow, I'll be dead. Nice man, 76 years old, humping luggage, making $200-$300 a day in tips. And it's great to see this guy hustling, driving a limo around, doing stuff in Minneapolis. I was like real happy to talk to the guy. Really nice man. We had a demolition company. He had an airplane company. He does a lot of consulting, but he's 76 years old. And this guy is working. He doesn't need to. He wants to.
Well, yeah, because what are you going to, a lot of people, they don't have a big area. Let's say you have an apartment.
Right.
I mean, how much can you do at an apartment unless, do you have enough money to go out and travel? It's like this or that, and you got to do something. I mean, a lot of people I know, they volunteer at hospitals and all like that shit. But
he volunteers, but he also plays golf. He makes money at the airport, and then he goes and plays some golf and whatever. He keeps himself mobile.
That airport thing would be pretty good.
I think today he made $270. He told me when I saw him when I was leaving. That's pretty good for us. I think he's only been there like a week and a half. And he's making good money. He's getting more and more clients, and he's making. I made $400 and some bucks today, so he made really good money. And he's like, "This is my spending money." He put it in his wallet and walked out of the place. We're making I think we make $19 an hour, whatever the hell they pay us. I don't know. I don't see the check. It goes right in the bank. I have no idea. So whatever it is. I mean, it's good to see this guy working hard, and it's instead of people sitting around doing nothing at all in this country. Like I was telling somebody in my shuttle, I said, people do die in the oceans and the desert to come here. I think it's in Arizona. There's a group of people that go out into the desert every Saturday and look for dead bodies.
I know they go out there too to take water and put it in water stashes and stuff like that.
But they look for people who have died.
Yeah, there's a zone. There's like a path or a zone. I know what you're saying. There's like a death zone. Immigrants will walk through there, and they're usually abandoned by the coyotes or something like that. And then they got to go on their own, and they have no water or whatever.
Well, it's just like the superstitious mountains. I would love to go there in January when it's nice, and there's and go look for that mine. But I'm not doing that. There was a one time, 15 years ago, 3 guys our age were in the superstitious mountain looking for the
Last Dutchman.
Yeah, and so it's middle of July. 2 of them have diabetes, so they get sick. So the 2 stay. The one guy tries to find, he drops dead. They found all 3 of them like a month later, dead because they're in the. But it's middle of July. What are you doing in the desert looking for the Dutchman mine? You go in middle of January if you're going to do it. Make sure, and you can have a map. You take your time. You look on the Google map. You don't just start walking the desert in the middle of July looking for something you don't know. And when you're 70 years old, I mean, I remember reading that article. I'm like, you idiots.
That place is expansive. It's just not there's valleys. It's just huge. People get lost all the time up in there. You know, if you're going to go back in there, there's Weaver's Needle and stuff. But people they take backpacking trips, and a lot of times they have to stash water back in there just to get through their whole trip.
That's something you plan. If me and you are going to do that, we do it in January. We get out our Google map, and we know when the hell we're going. And you get some, and you plan things, and you go look for it. And I get it, and you have to, and we have a place we go, but you don't just start. Hey, let's go walk along. Let's go look for this lost Dutchman mine, or there's all kinds of lost, allegedly gold people have stashed out here in the mountains in Arizona. It's like, I get it. Be more asked me and you just backpacking for fun, camping, and stumble across it. We would stumble across it. There was somebody, I saw some article somewhere. They were going to some place and they were stumbling down a road and they found in the wall of some gold in a bucket. It was sticking out of the ground. So it was just happening to see it sitting there. And there was another in California. The guy bought some land and there was a tree up on top of the hill, and he went up there and someone planted in the tree to probably say, hey, this is where the gold is at. And when the root was coming out, you could see a box there. It was a bunch of gold. So whoever did it said, hey, let's plant this next to a tree. You know, I've always said, if people are going to plant gold somewhere out there, they're going to say, okay, it's closest to this tree. You know what I'm saying? It isn't back in the old days. That's what, here's this mountain over here. It's over there. It isn't like you can write it down on your phone and say, this is where it's going to be. If you ever seen the Mad World, it was under the big W, right? Remember that? Remember it's where it was?
That was such a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Was so funny.
Yeah, you just don't. But I get that. You'd be more apt to be me and you just have the dogs. We're going to overnight camping and we're going, and all of a sudden you look over and you see something like something. It's kind of looks like a piece of wood or something, and we pop it open, and there's some boxes in there with a bunch of gold. We get totally lucky. The dog is digging or something, and that's how you're going to find something. But that's just, I read, there's a lot of good videos on YouTube about the Dutchman line, other lost mines, allegedly someone did this, and it's allegedly this or that, but you don't go out there in July. You're not going to make it back.
Oh, we have every year, just here recently up at South Mountain Park. You know, they take a bunch of kids or the family, they go up there in the middle of the day. It's over 100 degrees out, and then they got to have rescue come in and get them.
Yep.
Or like that Instagram follower, she was on Facebook and stuff. She goes out there in Scottsdale, and she goes for her morning walk out there with her backpack, and she's taking pictures of herself, and she doesn't come back. Well, dehydration.
Yep.
So it's just like it'll overcome you, and you're just going to drop dead right there, and that's it.
Hey, real quick before I cut you loose, I got dinner coming. But did you? Carpegger was at Silver. He was at that train I've been on down there in Durango.
Okay,
that was pretty cool. I've been there a couple times.
I haven't seen that. Is it the Silverton?
Yes, the narrow gauge train.
Okay.
Again, it was a 45-minute video. I didn't watch it, but he could have done that in 30 minutes. I've been on it twice, and there's a lot of things around there you can do. Four corners is there, but again, a 45-minute video, and I've been on that train. It's nice. I mean, the Huss was out there about 2 months ago, and she went to Four Corners. But I love that train. We've done the $1 Million Highway from Ouray down to Durango, and the train is really cool. That he went on that train. That's a really, really cool train to go on. I've been on it twice. It was lots of fun. So it's good to see him at that place. But I don't know where he's going right now, but he's just chasing YouTube. Like he said, I drive all night long, and I video all day long, and then I edit. So that's all he does. So he drives, and video, you know, sleeps in his car.
Wow.
Oh, boy, what a great life that is.
Well, I mean, I was going to say, what a great life. That's like, you know, almost like Tim, but Tim stays in one spot, you know, and going over to his famous bridge he keeps going over. I guess he went over it again with his shirt off and all that. I think that's a pickup place for all the guys that go down there. And if you have your shirt off, they know that go over and approach you. You know, I think it's like that bend over park or whatever it is.
Yeah, I always love that bend over park.
I think there's something to that bridge there, but maybe Karl can talk about it a little more or something like that. I don't know.
And bearing exposure, you know, we're just two of us on the view today for his young ass, so it's always good to see him.
Well, I'm kind of disappointed he took his video down.
I know, I just get disappointed.
And I guess I shouldn't pick on him so much. So you know, when he does that, I think he feels a little upset. And you know, like I said, nobody's inviting him over to their side or anything like that. But you know, if he'd like to come on the show and everything, I think it would be great. You know,
he won't. But he's just like blind views. He thinks I'm going to share phone numbers. I don't do that kind of behavior. That's just like blind view excuse, head going back and forth. But
well, you like I said before, you know, they want to be in control of the situation. I think blind views would want to be more than that. Bury him, he might. I don't know.
Right. Well, I'm going to have spaghetti. Thanks for coming on the live stream yesterday and today. You be good out there on the lovely moon. We'll talk to you later, okay?
All right. Thanks for calling.
You betcha.
All right, bye.
All right, appreciate it. I could go on and on because he's very well-read and he's fun to talk to, so I could probably go on till another idea because he reads. I mean, I don't want to call Karl. And you all know. I mean, I don't want to call Karl because I got to get going. I got to take a shower and everything else. I'm gonna shower in the shower. Anyways, remember the military man, the armed force, all the branches. Remember, like I said, Germany was not supposed to be armed after World War I, but the Brown shirts got involved and then became the Third Reich. Then they invaded September 1st, 1939 into Poland, and we got dragged in by Japan, and they capitulated. But there was a lot of public hangings in there in Berlin when that was going down the wayside. Sacrificed on the beaches, snapped next to Krauts, freed those Jews, like I've said. They capitulated. Japan did, if they dragged us in September 2nd, 1945, on the old mighty Mo. Would you shower in the shower, Penn State? But I do appreciate Air Force, Army, and the Marines, the Navy, and the Maritime Coast and uniform, all the wars out there. Thank you very, very much. You make your choices, right? So I just said shower in the shower. I would not shower in the shower, Penn State. Just snapping the necks of these people that hurt children. It's not that tough. Okay? God bless America. God bless working class. None of them victims out there. Not very Christian to be doing if watching two women have sex. Only two men, okay? Put a condom on, that's all we're asking. Prevent AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea in the penis. Line there, line now. Magic. Just curious. All right? Don't drink and drive. Call someone, murder someone. Pick up the phone, that's all we're asking. Have a great week. Thank you, Mark, for coming on the show. Karl, right back at it. The Addiction here in Fear-mongering Radio. I don't think I'll do it tomorrow. Probably Tuesday. Call the show Tuesday. Take tomorrow off. Stroke the gopher, get some needed rest. The MAGA Meltdown. Karl's right back at it again. This is Fear-mongering Radio, live from the great state of Minnesota. On the 13th day and the 14th day of July coming out. Hope everything is okay out there. I'm feeling wonderful and delicious, outrageous and contagious. Ladies and gentlemen, this voice, we are out.